In this video, we'll be building a website for an email marketing agency using Framer with our Glacier template, which is our newest template for email marketing agencies. It features everything you will need to know to effectively showcase your design, your service, the brand you've worked for, your case studies, your testimonials, and much, much more, your process, etc., etc. So it's a great choice for any email marketing agency. As I said, it's built on a proven conversion funnel that we've tested tons of times. I've built dozens of custom websites for email marketing agencies, and this is by far the most optimal way you can structure your website. And apart from all of that, it just basically looks great. So it comes with a few different pages about case studies and get in touch. So if you would like to follow along, you can click the link in the description, buy the template, and then just follow along. We also have a free demo that you can get for free. It features just a few sections from the homepage, so you can check it out, see if you like it. If you end up liking it, you can buy the full template. Now, let's get started with actually customizing it. First things first, once you purchase the template, in your email inbox, you will find a link to the template itself, which is this. And then also you will find a link to the Figma file. We will need both of those to effectively customize it. So once you have them ready, you can simply click copy project in my account, and then we will wait for it to load up. Okay, once we're in Framer, we can see our full template here. Now, just a note, if you are completely new to Framer, if you've never used it before, I would highly suggest for you to check out our Framer Basics video. I'll leave a link to it in the description, and there you can see how you can move around the Framer canvas. You will see everything you need to know about all of the tabs, the UI, the settings, etc., etc. So again, if you're completely new, I would highly suggest for you to check that video out. With that out of the way, let's get started with actually customizing. The first things that we'll customize is the color. Now, I would highly suggest for you to not customize the color if you want to make this in the easiest way possible. But if you want to change it, this is how you can do it. You simply go to the Assets tab on the left side, you scroll down, and then this accent color, you can change it to anything you would like. Let's say we want to use something like this blue color, let's say something like this, and then you would, change all of the other colors as well. In my case, I will not do that, but as you can see, just with that, a lot of elements already have changed their color. Now, there's a few things that we'll need to fix. For example, this button right here, as you can see, it has an orange border. So what I'll do is I'll pick our accent color. I will make it slightly lighter. I'll copy this value. I go to the shadows, and I'll paste it right here. Now our button is nice and clean. Now the hover effect, will also want to change this to the accent, but also make it slightly lighter, just so it signals that it's clickable. And now if we preview it, you will see our new button is very nicely done. I'll scroll down to see if there's any other things we will have to change the color of. For example, these cars have this background radio color that we will have to change. So here again, pick the accent color, make it like 50%, and then the other one, pick the accent again, but make it 0%. And this changes these blurs. You can do this for any of the blurs that you see on this page. So yeah, I think this pretty much covers everything. Why I don't recommend changing the colors is because changing the background colors that we're using in this template will be quite difficult. I will show you how you can do that. But again, if you're not changing colors, skip this. It really will make your life a lot easier. So if you want to change the colors, you need to go to the Figma file, and then simply you need to duplicate this Figma file onto your own drafts. This way you can edit it freely. So I just duplicated it, and what we need to do if we want to change this background image is we will need to double click this, export it to the left side. We'll need to select it and click Command or Control D to duplicate it. We'll need to remove all of these. We'll add a fill color. We go back to our Framer website. We will pick our new accent color. We'll copy the value. We'll go back to Figma. We'll paste it here. And then if you click the color itself, this little drip icon here is the blending mode. We will turn this to color, and then we will select both of these. We'll click Command G to group it, and then all we have to do is simply export it as a JPEG. I would recommend 2x, and then simply export it. Then we go back to our Framer project. We go to layers, and then here we select this navigation plus hero layer, and then simply pick the new image we just created right here, and we should be good to go. And just like that, we changed the background color to blue. You can follow the same exact procedure with everything else you see on the website. For example, these little cars right here, it's the exact same process. The only thing is you have these ellipses as well. I would change these to the blue color, and then apply the same layer. So you can copy this blue layer that we pasted and then just paste it here, and just like that we have our color changed. Same thing right here, just make it cover the whole thing, and just export this and insert it into your template. So that's how you change the colors of the images. Next, what we'll do is we will customize the fonts. Again, customizing the fonts, it's not necessary. I mean, these fonts look pretty clean, but if you have your own custom fonts, for example, that you want to use for your brand, this is how you do it. You go to the Assets tab, you scroll down to Text Styles, and then Heading 1. Here you can simply change the font to this, for example, or this, and then same thing for Heading 2. Simply pick a different font, and just like that, it changes everywhere. If in some place it doesn't change, it's maybe because it's a component and it might not update automatically, but it will update after you click on it once. We also have H3s, H4s, pre-headings, paragraphs, button texts. Everything of this, if you change it, it will change the font on everywhere it appears. So it's pretty simple to change the fonts. Now the next thing that we'll customize is the navigation and the logo. So to edit the navigation, we have to double click it because it's a component. If we double click it, we will see this menu. And then here on the left hand side, you can double click the logo and then pick your logo from here from choose image. Now I'll just pick a random logo and I'll show you how to size it properly. Okay, so let's say this is our logo and we want it to be a bit larger. We would unlock the size property, and then I'll just drag it a little bit like this. And let's say this is the size I would like. So I'll just leave it like that. And on mobile, maybe I want it to be slightly smaller, like 140 and 37. So let's do 140, 37, and just like that we changed our sizing of the logo. Now in terms of links, if you want to add more links, what you can do is simply duplicate any of the links and then double click, change the text, add a link to it, and then you're ready to go. If you want to remove a link, simply click it and click delete on your keyboard and you're good to go. Okay, so next up we will be changing these little partner logos right here. So how you do that is you simply need to drag and drop a logo you want to insert here, and I'll do that in just a little and show you how it's done. So let's say that we're partners with Amazon Business. I'll drag and drop the logo just like I said, and then we need to resize it so it fits proportionally with the other logos. Once it's resized, we can click Command X or Control X to cut it. Then we need to select this logos wrapper stack, and then click Command V or Control V to paste it, and just like that we inserted it into our logos. If you want to remove the others, simply click them and then just click delete, and you're good to go. Now one thing that is important is that these logos actually have appear effects. So if you want to keep these appear effects, for example, if I preview this, you will see that these two logos kind of jump up while this stays static. You can simply select one of the logos, click right click, and then click copy effects, click on our new logo and click paste effects. And now if we preview that, you will see that this logo actually appears from the bottom as well. Okay, next up we have this slider with email designs. Now how you change these designs is very simple. You simply double click it, pick your new design, and you should be good to go. Now you might have to play around with the positioning. I would recommend setting it to top center for most email designs, so you can do that and it should look good. If you want to add more designs, simply select one of the already existing ones and then simply hold down Option or Alt and drag it away to copy it over, and then same thing, double click, change the image, and you should be good to go. Okay, next up we have the client logos, which is actually a component again. The reason it's a component is because it appears on multiple pages and it would be a pain to change the logos on every single page. This is why we're using a component here. So to edit it, we need to double click, and then the way you change these client logos is again with the ticket component. So they are outside of our canvas and we simply connect them with these components. So the way you add a new logo, you simply drag it in and then you connect it. So I will do that right now to demonstrate you how that's done. Okay, I just dragged in a new logo. Now we'll have to resize it so it fits in a similar size as our other logos. And what we'll have to do now is we'll have to select one of the stacks that is containing this logo, and holding down Option or Alt, we will drag it down to copy it. And once we have copied it, we need to select our logo we just inserted and click Command X or Control X to cut it. Select our stack and click Command V or Control V to paste it. Delete the old logo, and now our new logo is right here and looks very nice. So once we have our logo inserted into the stack, all we have to do is select one of the two tickers and then click the three dots and connect it to our stack. If you want to remove a logo, you can simply select the stack that contains it and click delete on your keyboard. And now we have successfully removed it. So this is how you manage the client logos. Next up, we have this content section. Now, the only thing that I can show you how to change here is the actual content of these cards. So these are components, but the way they are edited is on the right hand side. We have these properties. So we have a variant, desktop and mobile. Obviously, desktop variant goes on desktop breakpoint and mobile on mobile. So for the icon, these use phosphor icons, so you can simply Google phosphor icons just like that, and then you can explore all of the icons, see an icon that you like to use here, take its name and just paste it here. For example, let's say we want to use the data icon right here. We can simply type in data and it will appear. Then the headline is obviously the headline, and the description is obviously the description. I would advise you to try and keep the descriptions and titles the same length, because if this is too short, you see how it becomes short and it doesn't look very good. You could technically make the height relative and make it 100%, but this can break the layout. So I would just recommend for you to try and keep them the same length overall. Okay, next up we have this section. Now the thing that I will show you how to edit here is the actual images which are in our Figma file. So if you go to Figma and we zoom out, we will see our assets right here. So what you can do is you can simply double click this, upload from computer, and then select one of your email designs that you would want to feature. You can do that for the 3 of those, and once you're done, you simply select the full layer and then you click export as PNG. Click export and then go back to Framer, double click the layer that you want to change, choose the new picture that you just exported, and you should be good to go. Same procedure for everything else. You can double click this, change it. You can change the revenue here, for example. You can change the statistic. This could be also open rate or anything else you would like to use. Same thing right here. So this is how you change the images on this section. Next up, we have case studies, and case studies are actually managed through the CMS. So we can open the CMS menu right here, and then you will see we have the case studies collection. We have 6 case studies that are by default in the template. So you can simply click them and change the title, the short description, the images, the logos, the highlight statistics, and the content itself. If you want to add a completely new item, you simply click new item, fill out everything, and you should be good to go. If you want to remove a case study, simply right click and click delete, and this will remove it. So this is how you manage the case studies. Next up, this is pretty simple. You simply double click and change the images for these bullet points. If you want to add more bullet points, what you have to do is select the bullet points layer right here, and then each of these stack is a single bullet point. So if you want to add more bullet points to this list, simply select one of them and click Command or Control D as many times as you wish, and then simply go in and change the content right here. So that's how you add more bullet points. Then we have the process section. So the process section again works with component cards. So to edit them, you have to go on the right side here. We have the number on top. So this is number 1. Then we have 2, 3, 4. But let's say we want to add a 5th one. We can simply duplicate the last one. And then here make the number 5. The headline, we change the headline, we change the description. You might want to have a button here, so you might turn it on, and then the text can go here for the button, the link goes here. And then if it's an internal page of the website, I would recommend to not open a new tab. But if you're linking to something external, then you can leave it as a new tab. This is just for best practices. And then the background of this section is in this process layer. We also have a gradient overlay, but the process layer contains the image. You would simply change the color as we did earlier on the other templates, export this, and then put it right here, and you should be good to go. After that, we have testimonials. So testimonials are again managed with cards. So we have the cards on the left side, and they are connected via the ticker component once again, so they infinitely spin. So how you manage these is, again, you can select them, and then you have star rating. You can choose 5-star, 4-star, and anything else like that. The description is actually the testimonial itself. We have the name, and then we have the image for the person that left you this testimonial. If you want to add a new one, simply select one of the cards and hold down Option or Alt, drag it away, and then change the content right here and connect it to the ticker. If you want to delete the testimonial, select it and click delete. Then we have the comparison section. Now this is a very good section because it shows how you stand out from other agencies. So to edit it, we're again using a component. We need to double click it, and then from here you can put your agency name here, and then you can edit the text however you see fit. I would try to keep the exact number as we have here, but if you want to add more, you can simply select one of these, either number 2, 3, or 4, and then click Command or Control D, and then this way you will add another row. But again, I would try to keep it to 5 as the default, because if you change it, it might create issues in the future. One more thing, the mobile version does use a slider because that's a better user experience for mobile. So what you will have to do to change the mobile version is here on the left side. We have these two stacks which are connected to the mobile. You simply zoom in, and then you make your edits right here, same thing as on the desktop version. So that's how you manage this. Next up, we have FAQs. To manage FAQs, again, we're using a component. So double click it, click on the question, and then here edit the question, edit the answer, and you're good to go. Now finally, we have this CTA section, which is also a component because we use it in quite a few places. So you can double click, and then if you zoom out, you will see the full picture. So we have, again, just regular text, buttons, but we also have this ticker that shows, again, email designs. So again, you can double click, add your own emails, make sure that it's positioned in top center, and then if you want to remove anything, you can select it and click delete, and we are pretty much good to go. So at the end, we have the footer. So to manage the footer, the process is very similar to the navigation. So double click and choose image to pick your own logo. Then you can resize it if needed. To add more links, simply duplicate one of these, change the text, add a link, and that's pretty much it. If you want to delete a link, simply select it and delete it. You can plug your address here. If you don't want to share that, simply select this frame right here and make it not visible, and this will remove it. For the social media right here, you can, this first name is actually the icon. So if you want to add your Instagram, you can write Instagram. You can plug in your Instagram right here, and you're pretty much good to go. So that pretty much covers the footer. Next, we have the about page. So here, the only thing that is different is the theme section. So for the theme section, again, it's a component, so you can click it once, and in the right side you can insert an image for the person, add their name, add their position, and add their LinkedIn link. Then we have the timeline, which is, again, very similar approach. You can click whatever you want to edit, and on the right side you can add the date, the year, the headline, and the description. If you want to add more of those, simply click Command or Control D to duplicate and then edit the text. If you want to delete something, select it and simply delete it. So that's the about. And then for the case studies, the only thing that you really have to edit here is if you change the colors, you would have to go in and change the hero section image so it matches your color, but apart from that, everything else is covered automatically with the CMS. Then we have the case studies. So again, same thing. The only thing you have to change here is the background image. Everything else is automatically handled with the CMS menu. For the contact, how you connect your contact form, you simply select the form, and then send to, you click email, you add your email address here. and then you can customize the submission information that you receive. And finally, we have 404 and policies. These sections, again, the only thing you can customize is the background. The 404 serves as a page that if somebody lands on your website on a page that no longer exists, we definitely want to keep that user on your website, so we offer for them to go back home. And policies, these are privacy and terms and condition policies. You can find those in the CMS right here, and you can simply insert your content in here, and these pages will be automatically added. So by the way, these are just complete placeholders, so don't use these as official privacy and terms and conditions policies. Just create your own and paste them right here. So that pretty much covers the Glacier template. You also have a few settings here in the general, for example, like site title, site description, the site images right here. You can connect your domain, but we also cover these in the Framer Basics tutorial, so I'm not gonna dive too much deep into that. But yeah, I hope this was helpful to you guys. I hope this template serves you well, and I will see you in the next video.